Today, I wish to discuss the reasoning why I'm going to start my podcasting journey. And I'm not doing this to be a follower because nowadays you have a lot of socialites, you have a lot of athletes, you have a lot of influencers doing podcasts. Draymond Green has a podcast, Trey Young has a podcast, Paul George, JJ Redick, LeBron. And this is just athletes that I know. As far as the entertainment industry, I don't know too much since I don't keep up with that industry day to day, but I'm pretty sure you have podcasters that do podcasts for the purpose of raking extra money in their pocket. Let's say you're Meek Mill, you choose to have a podcast. That means your music is making you money on top of that podcast platform. So it's like, why not make money on top of what we're already doing? I mean, getting paid to talk, why not? Even BS topics could lure in money. So nowadays, in 2024, you just see anyone grabbing podcast equipment ready to discuss anything. So now the attention is on me. Why would I choose to start a podcast journey? So the reason why I'm doing this all goes back to an experience I had in the second grade. Me doing this isn't anything new. To be honest, I feel like many of my life experiences have led up to this moment. And also, not to mention before I dive into this experience that I had in the second grade, that a lot of decisions that we make are ingrained in us at a very young age, and we don't fully make that decision until we get older. So me choosing to start a podcasting journey goes back to something that I've witnessed in the second grade, but I just didn't fully enact on it until now. So during the second grade, a young Andrew is an ESOL student. English is a second language. I'm not knowing English like that, so it was really tough for me. So your classmates, they can take advantage of you and make fun of you. And I just remember one day there was a guest speaker, and I was surprised. And the reason why I was surprised is this was the first time I'm seeing someone talk other than the main teacher that's instructing the class. So I think that's why I took what this guest speaker had to say so heavy, because this guy wasn't a regular speaker. But at the time, I'm not even knowing. I didn't even know what a guest speaker was. All I know is this is someone else speaking that isn't the teacher. So I think that's why I was just so focused on what he had to say. He gave a speech, and even though my classmates weren't interested or didn't seem like they gave too much into what he had to say to me, I took this as a farewell speech. And long story short on the guy's speech, because again, this happened in the second grade. I can't discuss fully what this guest speaker talked about, but to sum it up, I believe that his speech was on us writing down our thoughts and our opinions every chance we had the opportunity to do so. Good thoughts, if you are days that you're feeling gloomy, you're not feeling good, any ideas and plans, this man was just saying write them down. He was basically ingraining in my mind at the time the importance of having a journal. That's what I got out of that. And again, I'm not my English wasn't strong at the time, so I'm just interpreting bits and pieces of what this guy's saying. So if he's saying journal, I'm just taking that in. If he's saying write your ideas down, I'm just taking that in. I'm just taking bits and pieces. Any words that stood out that I was able to interpret at that time, since my English wasn't strong, I held it tightly. So this guy basically was discussing the importance of having a journal, because a journal would allow us to um write down our thoughts and our ideas and our opinions, and it's something that we could always go back to. I didn't start journaling until I got into middle school. Specifically, I believe it was 7th grade or 8th grade. But it was always something in the back of my mind. It was always something that I thought about, but I didn't really take it seriously until the 7th or 8th grade. And throughout high school, it progressed. Throughout college, it progressed. Well, let me take a step back. I was consistent from middle school to high school because you're a student. Your hours are flexible. Yeah, you're going to school, you ride the bus, you come home, but your hours are flexible. There's nothing too time consuming to where I felt like I wouldn't have time to write in this journal. So yeah, I was writing in my journal consistently throughout middle school and high school. When I got to college, I found it kind of hard to update this journal every day, because now you're paying tuition, you're attending classes, you're a student, but you're a student on borrowed time, because now, it's not like how it was in high school. So when I would write in my journal, it wasn't as consistent, it wasn't as frequent like how it was back in the day. If I would write in my journals maybe twice a week compared to the 5 days that I was doing when my time was more flexible. So after I graduated from college, I had a bit more time to update my journal more frequently. But I started realizing that this isn't the wave, that I'm not a child no more. Why am I constantly struggling to write in my journal? So I had to learn eventually that the pencil and paper route wasn't going to be something that I was going to continue doing as I progressed in life. I wasn't trying to be a 30-year-old man constantly jotting down my ideas. Yes, I wanted to continue journaling. What this man said was something I took very seriously. To this day, I feel like I was meant to journal. To be honest, at some point in my life, I wanted to be a journalist because I enjoyed the flexibility that came with Anderson Cooper's work life. So again, my whole life has trained me for this journaling moment, to where I'm in my late 20s now and I got to think of a more flexible and simplified way to have a journal. So I started thinking podcast. So even though I plan on starting a podcast, to me, podcasting is basically journaling to me. I'm not looking at a podcast as a way for me to get views and get clout or get attention. To me, it's just a way of me journaling. So when I think podcasting, is basically parentheses journaling. That's what I'm taking it as. So each episode that I plan on doing after my reasoning of explaining why I plan on podcasting is going to be things that I would have wrote in my journal either way. So with views or without views, I would forever look at podcasting as an advanced version of journaling, because now in 2024 you gotta adapt to society standards, and with the way life is, I'm not saying be a follower. Yeah, adapt, but that doesn't mean give in. Um, I'm giving into podcasting because I feel like it's the better route I should take. So, um, if there's a lesson I plan on giving myself start, as I embrace this podcasting journey, that lesson is going to be just do it. I'm gonna apply the Nike slogan. I just gotta do it. Why? Because this is something I've trained myself, from middle school to now. This isn't anything new. I'm just transitioning from journaling to podcasting. So it's not really me embarking on a new journey. This is just me rebranding how I was journaling. I went from doing pencil and paper for years to now no more pencil and paper. Now you're going to be talking. So this isn't a new journey. This is just me progressing on my um journaling. So that's why I'm applying the Nike slogan, just do it, because this isn't anything new. This is just me doing something that I've been known to doing. And that's it, folks.